Louisiana, and he joins us tonight. Congressman, thanks so much for coming on.
Hey, thanks,
do you think that's fair, and will it happen?
Of course it's fair. I agree with what my Senator John Kennedy just said, that just makes good common sense. And if you're going to call witnesses, if that becomes necessary, you have to allow it for both sides. So the reciprocity principle should be applied. And I can tell you who we'd like to hear from. I mean, I would put first on the list Adam Schiff. He doesn't need to be a manager. He needs to be a witness in this thing because he engineered the whole process. You would have to call Hunter Biden because his information of being on Burisma, this terribly corrupt company in Ukraine, his direct knowledge of all that is directly applicable to what the president's frame of reference was, the context about the corruption in Ukraine. And, Joe Biden might have something to say about that as well. How did his son get on that board in the first place? And then you've got Devin Archer, who was a friend of Hunter Biden, who also served on the board. I mean, this is important information that goes right to the heart of the case. So if we're going to go down that road, yeah, I think you've got to have those witnesses as well.
Well, then everything you said not only seems right, it's hard to know what the counter argument would be. And so given that, I'm confused by why the Senate, controlled by Republicans, because as the left always says, elections have consequences, why they're not just demanding this and making it happen. Why is there any question at all that Hunter Biden would testify at this trial? I mean, of course he should.
Well, the first question is whether you need witnesses or not. And I think if this case is put on, I think the managers that they've sent over, they really don't have much to work with. I mean, I've litigated cases in federal courts for 20 years. They don't have the facts or the law on their side, Tucker. And so that's a real problem for them. I think once they're done presenting that case, I think everyone in the Senate is going to recognize, once they do hear the details, as Senator Kennedy just said, they'll realize there's nothing there. It's a vapid case. So there may not be a need. I don't think there will be a need for witnesses because it'll be so clear to everyone. And that will dispense with the whole question.
Yeah, I think that sounds like it's right. Congressman, thanks a lot for that. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tucker.
We've got a Fox News alert for you now. It was obvious to everyone watching last night that Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren were having a chilly conversation after the debate. Earlier, we told you about CNN's Jeff Zucker and his role in all of this, trying to destroy Bernie Sanders. Now CNN has released the audio of what the two were saying. Here it is.
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
What?
I think you called me a liar on national TV.
Let's not do it right now. You want to have that discussion, we'll have that discussion. You called me, you told me. All right, let's not do it now.
I don't want to get in the middle, I just want to say hi, Bernie.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Wow. That was a lot of fun. What a group. Like to have dinner with them? Amazing. Speaking of someone you're